How we doing, guys? Bryce from The Price is Right. Just making a quick video here. I get a lot of people asking me, you know, when you're starting out to be an entrepreneur online, I mean, how do you start? How do you start being the person you want to be? How do you get the credibility? How do you get people to actually want to follow you and stick with it? And I guess the biggest thing I tell people is the one thing I had to realize and that I was confused about for a long, long time was in order to be who I wanted to be, I had to be that person now. And sometimes that's really hard for people to understand because we always say, when I grow up, I'm going to be this person. But I guess I don't see the problem in wanting to be that person now. I mean, I guess one thing I've been told is if you can't be that person right now, how are you supposed to be that person in the future? And once that got implemented into my head, that that's how I had to be, things clicked. They made sense. And as all you watching this here will realize, you are in the right place at the right time. And I'm here to help you guys. If you were anything like me, it took me about a year and a half of spinning my wheels before I sat there and actually truly understood, and it truly, clicked, and it made sense that what I had to do. And the one thing I will suggest is that you have to sit and follow, but be willing to lead when you learn. That's the one thing I've learned, is that you have to learn, do, and teach. And a lot of times when you see with like a lawyer, or with, when you go to be a police officer or something like that, you can't sit there and go through college and actually, you can't be a lawyer and you can't be going through school and for college to be a lawyer, and you can't actually run your own practice. And that's not the way it works here. The one thing I teach everybody is that once I teach you what you need to do, you need to implement it, do it, and that's the biggest thing, is do it. Take massive action, guys. And finally, be able to teach it, because there's not a lot of people that know what we're doing here. There's a lot of insider secrets, and no one's supposed to know. And I'll be the first to tell you, I did a lot of searching. The one thing that confuses people most about online business is, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I make sense of this? And the one thing I prided myself in doing is, especially through The Price is Right, it's a community that I run, that I help people with. You can actually you can talk to me. I respond to everybody. It's my community. It's my way of bringing value to the marketplace and letting you know that it's not that hard. But the biggest thing is that a lot of people work off the confusion factor in this business, meaning there's always someone out there to sell something to you because you're a newbie and you don't know. And I've bought several things. I've bought a lot of crap, but there are people out there that really want to help you, and who I've joined with recently in the past year and a half, is a company that has been going very, very strong, several $1 million in sales, and it was my decision to join with them, and it made things easier, and they provided me a platform to be able to communicate with more people and get to people. Because the biggest thing in this world nowadays is that we are very, very, very much into social media, and we're getting very, very, very far away from being personable. And when I speak to my students and when I actually communicate with them, especially people over in Japan or overseas, they freak out because a lot of people aren't used to talking to someone real anymore. We're used to the life of automation, and that's just the way it is. And the one thing I teach my students is to be able to learn what I'm teaching you, implement what I'm teaching you, and then do it. Teach other people, and that's kind of my credo, and that's why I started this, and that's why I've been the way I have, and that's why I do what I do. And like I said, this video turned out a lot longer than I thought it would be, but I just want you to know that you're not alone, and that I am here, and I do respond to everybody. I mean, anybody that contacts me, I don't sit there and ignore you. Um, That's why I created The Bryce is Right. And I'm going to wrap this up here, but you will definitely see me again. If you are interested, as always, you can go to my blog, thebryceisright.biz. If you're curious in my information, you can always go to businesswithbryce.com. Like I said, I reply to everybody, I get back to everybody, and I'll cut it from there. But thank you. Pura Vida.